Back to the channel. This is Mopar Man 1978. I'm out here working on my mom's 2006 Chevy-Silverado 1500. Got to replace the rack and pinion. So I'm going to do this video, maybe a part 1, part 2. But I want to show you what's got to be done. I kind of pretty much simplified it a little bit more than some of the YouTube videos I've seen online. Because I'm all about having to work out here in the elements, and I got limited tools. So, but anyway, let me go ahead and shut the shop fan off so we don't have to hear the roar of that. Okay. So what you got to do first? Line up the wheel straight. Once you get that straight, you come over here, make sure, I don't know if you can see it down in here or not. I can use something to point at. Maybe not. Here, let me put the light on, that might help. But anyway, I have to do some maneuvering around all this factory wiring, but anyway. This right here, this is a big steering arm clamp that connects to the top of the rack and pinion. It's got a big bolt that runs through. It's threaded on this side and not on this side. Some of the videos, like, they're going through lengthy steps. All I did is I used PB Blaster and some heat with on a little propane torch. Heated this up real nice and hot, not overheat it, and then I blasted it with a bunch of PB Blaster, so I got down in there and really soaked in and smoked a little bit. And then I reheated it up just to make sure everything got coated with penetrating oil, and sure enough, it popped. I'm using a 3/8. I'm pretty sure it's a 3/8. Nope, 7/16. Sorry about that. 7/16 six-pointed impact socket on a 3/8 drive ratchet, long handled ratchet. It worked for me. This is probably metric. I can't remember what 7/16 says. I think it's like 11 millimeter or some crap like that. But anyway. It worked for me. There wasn't any slack in it. It started coming loose, and then once you get it out, the guy took the bolt completely out. He says you need to inspect the bolt, but I'll probably eventually do that, but for now. And then what you do is you come in here where this open groove is, and you take a basically something like this right here with a chisel tip on the end of it. Yeah, this worked fine for me, even though it was bent at an angle. You can get one that's straight. You can cut off a old section of tire iron if you want to, so it has a straight instead of a curved part on the end of it. Anyway, you just line it in that groove and give it a couple good taps. I didn't have my hammer with me, so I just used the breaker bar handle, and it was enough to pop that loose, to get it loose. And then the bolt that goes through this one up here on the top, the upper part of the steering shaft, is this right here. This goes on, this part here goes on the back side. You just loosen this side only, because that's a fixed nut on there. And then what it does is, see how it's got this accordion type sleeve here? When this pops loose, this whole thing slides up. And then what I had to do, 18 millimeter wrench had to come in from the top, and like I did, first I used brake clean to get any debris out of there, off of where the hydraulic hoses screw into. And then I shot it with some heat and PB Blaster. I had to come in from the top and slowly work them loose. You can't use a wrench or anything, or you can use a wrench, but you can't use a ratchet or anything on these. You have to come from the top, and then the two smaller lines, the metal lines that go across the top of the rack and pinion, I got from the bottom, and then you have to unscrew the fittings on the back side of the rack and pinion to take the metal tubes off. Those are 15 millimeter, I believe. But anyway, yeah. So you're going to need an 18 and a 15 millimeter wrench. Let's see what else. Yeah. So let's see here. Oh, and before you do anything, make sure you unplug the battery completely, just in case you don't cause to activate one of the sensors to deploy one of the airbags. I should have told you that the first part, got in a hurry. And then what you do is you come in here when you first start off and you get things all lined up. Take a come along strap, strap the wheel down to the brake pedal, or you can strap it to the base of the seat so the steering wheel don't move. And then take the tires off, all that good stuff. Here, let me take the flashlight back, the light back off. Get down underneath here and show you. This truck came with a plastic skid plate or deflection plate. It's all busted up, so we're just going to get rid of that piece of crap, because this is not an off-road truck going through the back 40. So, and it allows airflow and stuff. It could be a splash shield or whatever, but we're not going to be, like I said, we're not going to be four-wheeling in this truck. And then what I'm going to do is, you got to undo these two big bolts after you get the nut off of the outer tie rods. And then what I'm going to do is, the guy was all talking about rotating and counting the turns for the tie rods. I'm just going to simplify it. Instead of having to do all that, just take a quick measurement of how far out this is, and then how far out the other one is, and then what is it, as far as like what the distance is on these threads right here. Let's see, make sure that's focused. There we go. But anyway, you get the idea. Simplify it so you're not there all damn day long. And then let's see what else. Because he was all of them talking about, well, you got to turn this way and count how many turns, and then count back this way how many turns, and then subtract the turns. I was like, if you just take this and you don't move it, and you take the measurements, because the new one in the box already comes with new tie rods on it, and then you just make the adjustments to mimic. You line the two rack and pinions up, and as long as it's in the same position and the tie rods are in the same position and all that crap, that's fine. It'll get you down the road to the alignment shop. So you're not out here all day long. And there is, I don't know if you can see it, there is a ground wire that goes from the frame up to the rack and pinion. You'll have to disconnect that too. But these two main bolts come out. You have to use an impact. And then they get torqued down to like 135 foot-pounds a piece. You're also supposed to inspect these bolts and inspect the bolt holes to make sure there's nothing out around or wore out or rusted out or cracked or anything like that. We'll be doing that too. But anyway, you get the idea of what I got to do. And then once you get the rack and pinion back in, and you get all that stuff, you're also supposed to start up the motor, what I'm going to do is I got a catch pan. I'm going to flush out the power steering pump, and then we're going to then shut it off because we're going to have like 3 or 4 quarts we're going to use. Flush everything out, and then we're going to add some Lucas power steering conditioner additive stuff along with the regular power steering fluid for the new unit. And then see what else. Oh, and then once you get all that in and everything's all bolted back up, you're supposed to rotate the steering wheel all the way this way, all the way back. Do it 2 or 3 times. That way it works out any bubbles and stuff like that, and helps the get the stuff move through the system and make sure that everything's being lubricated. But anyway, give me just a minute. Okay, so here's the brand new unit from Al Cordone from Rock Auto. This is the cheapest one we could find on there. It was a remanufactured one, and it comes with new O-rings for the hydraulic hoses, which this one's already attached. These are already attached, so but anyway, we got to send the old one back as a core, because the cheapest one we could find on for this truck, it came out with 2 different styles of power steering. One hydraulic, I guess the other one electrical assist or something, I don't remember. But this one matched up to the description for my mom's truck, and it was $150 some plus, I think it was a $60 some core charge, and then plus tax plus shipping cost was $20 or $30. So it came out to $200 and some altogether. O'Reilly's is just outrageous on this stuff. So is AutoZone, and then some of the other places we looked at. So hopefully this treats my mom well in the coming years on this truck. So well, you know what? This thing said it was supposed to come with new tie rod ends. I don't see the new tie rod ends. So we'll have to check all that. But anyway, well, and this is it for this one here. Sorry about that. But anyway, part 2 will be this reinstall and taking it for a test drive. So until next time.